To do the background for your painting, just check that all your layers at this point are locked. You can see here we have a layer of 0, which is the white. The original picture is underneath, but I'm going to hide it, and the rest of the layers are locked. You can see this student has done a lot of different layers, and that's fine. You can have as many as you want. Just make sure you name all of them. All right, so to do the background, first you're going to go to Chrome. Once you get to Chrome, I want you to go to Yahoo. And when you go to Yahoo, you're going to look up black and white flower. And you're going to scroll through the list of images. Be sure you go to images, and large are good to use. Medium or large are fine. I'll choose medium for today. And as you go through, you're going to pick out a flower that you want to use to create a pattern. So just as an example, I'm going to choose this one right here. I'm going to click on it. Once I click on it, I'm going to take it now and drag it onto my desktop. Now you can see here I don't have a lot of room, so I'm just going to kind of move this out of the way. Close that up so I can see. I'm going to click, drag, and drop onto the desktop. Now you could drag it into your folder. I'm dragging it onto the desktop just to show you. And then from there, you're going to right-click on that and open it with Photoshop. Now once it opens up, you'll notice that this one that I pulled, it looked okay on screen, but as I get closer to it, you see it has these little lines on it, and at the bottom it has some words. So what you're going to do as a first step is just go to Image, Adjustments, and Threshold. That's going to turn it completely black and white. And then you can pull the slider here to make it less black or more black, depending on which way you pull it. So I'm going to pull it right about there. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to hit OK. So I'm going to do Command 0 so you can see it. And then our first step really is to color it in. Now an easy way for us to color, because we're only going to work on one layer in this one, is to use the Paint Bucket tool, or the letter G on your keyboard. Once you click the Paint Bucket tool, you can select any color that you'd like from your colors. You know, you can make it two columns. Here you can click, you can choose whatever color you'd like. So I'm just going to choose a yellow for an example, hit OK, and I'm going to click right in the middle here and fill up that color. Now for the rest of them, I'm going to click, change the color a little bit, and I can begin to kind of fill them in. The colors that you pick are completely up to you. It's whatever you would like them to be. If you want to get a little bit fancier with it, you can take the lasso tool and you can draw a little bit. So for example here, I'm going to kind of continue to draw these little areas like this. And those can be your shadows, very similar to what you're doing now with your painting. So I'm going to throw in a few of these just to kind of give it shadow. And these can be wherever you'd like them to be. They could be in the inside of the flower. They could be towards the edges. I could have done it in the yellow part. All right, now once they're all selected like that, I could take my paint brush, choose my color, maybe I'll go a little darker, and I can fill these in with a larger brush. Just kind of like that, I can sort of fill them in a little bit. And then I'm going to do select and deselect. All right, now, from there, what we really need to do is take this entire flower, and we need to bring just the flower with its color into your painting. So, to do that, what we're going to do, first, if there are any letters down at the bottom here, just take a little white brush and get rid of them, like that. All right, so we take the Magic Wand tool. We haven't made any new layers yet. Just remember you're working on one layer for this kind of thing. You select the Magic Wand tool and select the white around the edge, just like that. So now all of the white is selected. But I don't want the white, I want the opposite. I want the actual flower. So I'm going to right-click and select Inverse. And Inverse will flip it so it's grabbing the flower instead. So now it's just grabbing the flower. All right, so I have my other document open over here, and I'm going to pull them apart so I can see both at the same time. All right, so back to the flower. Here I have it. Once it's selected like this, all I have to do is take the Move tool, click, hold, drag, and drop right onto my painting. And when I did it, it did come up. I know you can't see it at the moment, and that's because it's hiding here at the bottom underneath the skin layer. So I'm going to pull it all the way to the top just so you can sort of see where it is. And there's that flower. With that same Move tool, you can move it wherever you'd like. You could also make it bigger by going to Edit and Free Transform. And that puts that box around it. And from there, you can hold Shift and pull from the corner and make them bigger or smaller. And again, move them around. So you're going to position these wherever you'd like. Some are going to lay in front of you. Some are going to just be kind of in that white area in the background. And then later we're going to add a color. So to copy this, all you have to do is have the Move tool selected. It's on layer 3. You can see it right here. It came in as labeled layer 3. I'm going to double click layer 3 here and just call it flower. And then to copy it, you hold Option on your keyboard, and you see as I click on Option, you see a double arrow. And if you click and hold double arrow, you can click and pull, and you get another one. Click and pull to get another one. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Option, click, pull, let go. Option, click, pull, let go. Option, click, pull. Now for some of them, I'm going to do Command T, which is Edit, Free Transform to remind you, and hold Shift and make them smaller. You can even rotate them here on the edge a little bit. So you're going to kind of design this up and put them wherever you'd like. Here you can see all the different layers now. I have all these flower layers. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flower layers. And you're going to continue to grab them and copy them. You can do Command T to resize them. And they sort of go wherever you want to put them. So I'm doing the same steps over and over until I get them where I want. That looks pretty good. Put some hanging off the edge like that. Put some like that. So see, some are in front, some are behind. Now, in some cases, what you'll want to do is, you see how like this one, for example, if I zoom in, it's in front of the hat. Well, if I want to put it so it looks like it's behind the hat, I have to take that layer and drag that layer all the way to the bottom and put it underneath the skin or whatever the last layer is. And you see how it looks like it's behind now? So you could do that with some so that you have a few that look like they're really behind you. All right, so you got all that set up with your flowers. The last step is at the bottom layer, right above layer 0. You're going to click on the little black and white icon down here. Choose solid color. And here you can choose any color that you'd like. So for example, I choose that purple, and you see the purple now is at the layer at the very bottom, and it goes behind everything. Only other choice for you here is, instead of a color filler, I'll throw it out just to show you, you can go to this little button, the black and white cookie button, and you can go to gradient. When you get to gradient, you'll see a gradient here at the top. You can click. You can choose from any of these preset gradients and see what they look like, right? Or you can make your own. On this line down below, you can move the colors. You can pull the colors down and they disappear. You can click on the line and add as many colors as you want, and you could double click right on them to change their color. All right, and then when you hit OK, you can change the angle of it. Right, you can change the scale of it. There's all these different options. I'm not going to go through every single one of them now, but you sort of get the idea. You hit OK, and that will be your finished one. If you want to change the color to any of these flowers also, you can go to the flower, like this is on this layer right here, right? And what you could do to change the color of it is you could go to Image, Adjustments, and Hue and Saturation. And this little slider here will allow you to change the color of that one flower. You see how it's changing? All right, so you can mess with color as well, or keep them all the same color. That's up to you. I'm going to hit cancel on that one. All right, and that is how you're going to do your background with the flower pattern.